What's going on, Wolfpack Nation? Thanks for joining us on our weekly live stream here of Tuffy Talk. And we got lots to talk about, break down, and discuss with the week that was NC State Athletics. As always, I'm joined by my friends Michael Tracy and Macon Adams. What's going on, fellas?
A whole lot, man. What's going on?
It's just a Monday after a so-so week. We'll definitely be talking about it. We got a national championship and we lost a couple ball games, but I don't know. And we got a spring game. We had a really wet and wacky
State
game.
Couldn't lose, right? State couldn't lose, right?
I know. So if you had the over or under, then you probably won. So we always like the winners in the gambling game. Not that we condone that, but where do we want to start with? We can go basketball, baseball, football.
Let's go with what's on everybody's mind and just start with football.
Yeah.
That was probably on everybody's mind first.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. So we got our first glimpse now, albeit a much toned down, watered down version, literally watered down version from all the rain on Saturday. But, we got our first glimpse of the 2023 NC State football team and the new look of Robert Anae's offense with Brennan Armstrong leading.
Maybe.
Right? So we'll definitely talk about that. But just, guys, give me your first thoughts on what you saw, what you liked. And we'll start with the offensive side of the ball first.
You go, Michael.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it's any debate that MJ Morris was the best QB on Saturday.
Yes, it is. No, I'm kidding.
And the show's over.
Well, no, I don't. I think there's obviously a debate on whether that means he'll be the starter in the fall, but he definitely played the best on Saturday. I thought the running
what's that based on, Michael? Just for everybody who didn't watch it, just to figure out.
Well, I mean, he was pretty accurate the whole game, even in the rain. I don't think there was a final stat line.
I didn't really
for whatever reason they didn't. There was one at halftime, and I think he was at one point he was 10 to 12 for 125 yards or something. So I mean, in the rain it was pretty good. The rain obviously affected Brennan Armstrong. I mean, there were a couple throws that just sailed on him.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was definitely because of the wet ball. But MJ Morris, he had a beautiful throw over the middle, kind of on the run.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely encouraging. But he didn't play. He didn't play with the first team the whole first half, which was interesting. I think that was the biggest takeaway. That it seems that right now Brennan Armstrong is in the lead for the job. He played the full first half with the ones. And MJ Morris and Ben Finley split the twos.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to ask this question then. So you're saying that, and it's been this debate on Twitter this week of some fans have their guy and they want this guy and you need to start this guy. And the other fans have this guy. You got to start this guy. And you're just you suck as a coach if you don't play this guy. What are your thoughts about that, Greg, Michael? Because I'm curious, because we're fans. We're talking about this too. What do you think about it?
Yeah, for me, I give the, if you're talking about a horse race, in the lead by a nose, I would definitely say it's Brennan Armstrong, just because of his familiarity with the Anae offense, and that I think you have more of a playbook with Armstrong at the quarterback position. Now, that's not to say that MJ can't come in and learn it. I mean, you saw what he did last year, coming in after, came in the summertime in June, and by, October, he was the starter. Now, obviously some of that out of necessity with the Leary injury, but he picked things up, and I didn't think he missed a beat. But with all that being said, I lean on Armstrong for a couple of reasons. One, he's a grad senior coming in, grad transfer. He's not going to come in just to sit on the bench, right? And then number two, he just has more time in this offense, and I think that's real important when you're trying to learn an offense. And this would be MJ's second season with two different offensive coordinators, so that's asking a lot from a guy that has minimal starting experience. But just my thoughts. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm on the same page. I think it's probably Brennan's job to lose, and if MJ does end up winning it, that makes me feel even better than I already do about it, MJ, because that just means he's that advanced in the offense already, and obviously his talent is probably his ceiling, and for talent wise, is probably higher than Armstrong's, but
Yeah.
Just about getting there. So I don't know. I think it doesn't. You obviously can have a favorite, but at the end of the day, only one of them is going to start. So, which I think is going to be, I think we're in hands either way.
Yeah, and again, last year we went through 4 starting quarterbacks, so like the need there to have good talent behind whoever the starter is, you're just one play away from having a new starter. And so I just kind of want to, we got some folks here in the chat and we appreciate everybody here. In game is here, Scott Freer, Winston Lohman. Just want to drop a couple of these things and we can talk about it. This one, Scott's like any info on MJ Morris to Auburn rumors, praying that doesn't happen.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's a new one. We haven't heard that one. And, there was some stuff going on Twitter with MJ's bio and everybody kind of got into a little fever there. The one thing I will say about transfer portal, that will be open from May 1st to May 15th. So you won't see anything really going on. Go ahead.
It's moved up. No, it's moved up this year a little bit. It's April 15th to April 30th. So
okay. I read something. Okay, I read something where it was May 1st to 15th. So what I read was incorrect. So thank you, Michael. So if things are going to start happening anywhere in football, that's definitely going to be your window to be looking for. But other than that, I haven't heard anything.
And so I'm going to give my thoughts on this. I know you guys said your thoughts, but I don't care. Like I want to play the guy who's going to win the most. And these coaches see these players all the time, right? We only see them when they're on TV, right, or in person during a game. So coaches see everything, for the most part, way more than we do. And I like to think Dave Doran knows what he's doing at this point after 10 years of having pretty good winning. And I mean, being a little sarcastic, but like I see like Scott, his comment here, he's definitely an MJ fan. Winston is an MJ fan. I like MJ. I would love to see him be the QB. I just know that I've seen Brendan Armstrong in Robert and I's system put up 4,500 yards and what was it, like 40 touchdowns? 40 touchdowns.
It was like some Madden numbers.
Like guys, like that's one of the best QB stats
in
a long time, right? In ACC play.
And another thing that I was reading, he only played in 11 games that year because he got hurt for one and their bowl game got canceled. So he did that in 11 games.
Yeah, I just think he can. I mean, MJ could be that much better. I don't know. I mean, I just don't care. I want to play the guy who wins the most. And so if it's MJ, great. If it's Brennan, great. But so let's put it this way. Let's have to say this. Let's say in theory the coaches view Brenham as the guy who's a better coach, but instead they just played MJ because for the argument we're mentioning here, like it's potential and those kinds of things. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, but like I thought the whole point is to win games. If that's MJ, that's great. I mean, you kind of want future. You're kind of balancing the future argument with win now, and Brendan Armstrong is a win now QB, and MJ could win now. And he's also a guy who could be here for 2-3 years more. I mean, like he could be. You just don't know anymore. And I don't know if in football you need to be planning for 3 years down the road and that kind of thing. I think with the transfer portal the way it is, you can just go and win now. And so each year's its own thing. I don't really care. I just
the one thing I will say with that too is, look, MJ could win this starting quarterback position, go out and throw 4,500 yards, and guess what? He's gone next year. Like there's no guarantee.
He could, right? He could go Ohio State can pick him up if he plays those kind of stats, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at again, look at baseball last year. Look at basketball this year with the guys that are starters on teams, and they're leaving. In good situations, you got guys that went to the Final Four that are leaving their squads, and they were starters. So there's no guarantee for the future. So I'm with you, Macon. I want to play the best person that puts my team in the best position to win ball games. So
yeah, and Scott made the argument. I'm looking here in the live stream chat, saying, "What if they're close?" I say, "Go with the younger guy."
Yeah,
and it's a fair argument. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it would. I think we all making fair points here. It's just, I thought the best throw of the day was MJ.
Yeah,
I thought the best runner of the day was MJ.
Well, Macon, Michelle thinks you made the best point, so you have a fan out there.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm kidding. No, it's just, I mean, I just want to win games. I don't really care how we do it. Ben Finley. We're just talking about him. If he's the best quarterback out of the three, go play Ben Finley. We're talking about that. I mean, I don't really care. It's just I want to win games.
At the end of the day, this is all going to shake out, and we have no say in it. So just come along for the ride and support whoever gets that nodding position, that nod as the starter. But hey, guess what though?
What else? Were there any other players on the field?
That's what I was ready to say. There's more than just a quarterback.
So we've done away with that whole conversation. We've addressed it. You can come back to it, but you know what's going to happen? Somebody about 30 minutes from now is going to be like, "Hey, what about the QB?
What about MJ?"
Yeah. So, what are the good?
Who's running the show, Macon? Who's running the show?
You are. I'm sorry. I'm just getting to it. I'm sorry. I'm getting passionate. You lead it. You lead it.
No, buddy, you're good. So as Macon was probably going, who else on the field flashed for you guys? Maybe Macon would have said it better, but
no, I spoke out of turn.
No, buddy.
Who else stood out to me? So I think the bright spots would be. I like the linebackers. I thought they looked really good. You didn't see Peyton Wilson. I don't really know. I don't remember seeing Betty or Scott.
I don't think you saw Betty at all.
I don't think
either of them.
Three.
Right. So
Jalen Scott may have
Poole, Jordan Poole, number 33. Caden Fordham, who's wearing, I think, is a new number for him this year, number 10.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think who the other linebackers that I remember noticing.
The freshman Bonner, he played and
Kamal Bonner.
Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that, like in spring game, it's hard to say a whole unit looks great, but I really feel like from a linebacker standpoint, you could say like the linebackers. I mean, that's their second string, right? And they looked really good. So you feel really good about that particular position group.
Yeah, I would say this thing. If you're talking defense, obviously the ones go against the twos on both sides of the ball. So if you're seeing some young guys flash on defense, chances are they're going up against the number one. So they're really going to show out. I thought, the defense, obviously first team defense has the advantage. I thought they shut down the second team. And to your point, Macon, it really is hard to get a gauge on how good the talent is because they're not going against their quote unquote peer.
Yeah. Why don't they do that? I don't.
You have to kind of look at an individual player. I mean, like how did they perform individually? And so to Winston's point, 3 guys he mentioned there, Kevin Concepcion, the rookie, Terrell Timmons, everybody knows Terrell Timmons at this point, and Juice, which is, for those who don't know, that is the nickname for Javonte Vereen. Yep. And I'll say friend of the show, right? Friend of the show. And those guys look really good. I mean, I think one of the areas of concern I had watching it is I didn't think their wide receivers looked anything special, and that was really discouraging.
But again, weather.
Lassane, I know, but like Lassane didn't really do anything that I really thought was special. I thought maybe Timmons and KC.
He had that. Well, Timmons had that. He took that
to the house.
Like a little just slant. Yeah.
But KC kind of caught a pass in again, Kevin Concepcion, for those who are watching. He kind of caught it in a short area, turned it upfield. Really nice play. I thought Javonte Vereen showed a lot of potential. I mean, he gets the first time he hasn't played.
I like Vereen. He had a couple good catches, like over the middle, like in getting hit.
Strong.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was strong in coverage. I thought it so too.
I'll tell you a guy that I liked seeing, and who's a second string guy on offense was the rookie running back Kendrick Raphael. I thought he looked really good. And we're not talking just rookies, but I thought he looked like, okay, there's something there with
There's
this
something
guy.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought Michael Allen looked good. I thought Dilbert Mims looked really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Dilbert Mims was really good. He ran really hard. I thought Jordan Houston looked a little bit more bulked up than he had in past years. Like his arms looked a lot bigger. So yeah, I thought it was good. Again, the one
Anthony
comment
Smith's pass drop.
Yeah, he had a tough day.
I know it was a spring game. I know it was rain.
Yeah,
but dude,
but he also had a fumble too.
Cannot drop that ball.
He didn't have a fumble.
He was like nobody was in 20 yards at least away from him.
Yeah,
I will say it was encouraging though that there was a play where you had a receiver with nobody within 20 yards of him. That goes back to your Anai scheme.
Yeah. You're kind of looking at the play drawn up, right? I mean, they could have run the ball a lot, and they didn't run it like it's raining. They kind of stayed. They stayed, with the passing game. I thought in the rain. So you highlighted a comment here, Greg.
Yeah, I just in game talking about punting again. The weather's going to play some of that. The one battle we've been joking about it a little bit, and I'm going to bring it up again is the kicking battle.
Long snapper.
Yeah. Colin Smith looked like he was pretty solid. Coach Doran after the game said, that's still an open competition. He did say Colin Smith, regardless, is going to probably be the kickoff specialist. So, that looks like that'll maintain. He was the guy that last year was handling all the kickoffs. Yeah. And then we brought the kid in from Eastern Kentucky.
Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky. Yeah.
Braden Narvison.
Yeah. So,
and I think even with the rain and the wind, I don't think either of them missed a kick.
No,
I mean, none of them were that long, but
with
the rain, you never know.
Yeah, again, they weren't being rushed. It was, pretty chill. But you go out and make the kicks, right? And so that's all you can do is go ahead.
Yeah, this good guy. The kicks were great. I think another few players that I thought worth noting were the guys who got picks, right? I thought the guy you don't ever hear from, but we should also say Darius Edmondson, but Shy Battle too. Like those guys looked solid. I thought they played well. I thought there was some nice passes there that Brennan Armstrong put. I thought sometimes a little deep.
He did,
and I saw some guys like Jackson Vick as a DB making a break up there on a play. There's some good things. I think that the thing that I'm most disappointed in or most concerned about is the wide receivers, who's going to step up there, and I think who is going to play quarterback. I mean, it's more like who is that going to be. Yeah. You're not concerned about Demi Sumo, Michael Allen at running back. You're not really. I don't know if you're. Are we concerned about offensive line? Are we concerned about defensive line?
So the one thing I was going to say that I thought he did a nice job was Dawson Jaramillo. I think is how you say his name.
Yaramillo,
the transfer in from
Oregon.
Spanish.
I think he's got a Spanish kind of vibe to it.
Just say Mr. Mullet. He did some nice things. They had him at center. They had
him play multiple. I think every position on one.
Yeah, and we talked about on our private Discord. I think you're going to see him. He's going to be basically the Bryce and Spees of last year. He's going to, he may not start, initially, but either between injury or just, subbing in and out. I think he's going to be a key cog in that offensive line. Yeah. So,
Dylan McMahon, I don't think played.
He didn't. No.
Eason, I don't think played, but
neither did McKay.
Guys.
Yeah. So that was.
Do you think it's interesting that they list Trevonte Vereen as literally his name is Juice Vereen?
Yeah, I like it. It's good NIL stuff, right?
Yeah,
I think he needs to get like
Capri Sun or Juicy Juice.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
Go.
So, look, we got lots of
D-line look good.
Yeah,
Davin Van.
Davin Van had a strip and a fumble recovery that was just like he was just like
all
the
him,
strongest
right?
guy out there. Yeah.
Hey guys, this just in, we officially made it. Skipping a fish fry to be on here.
Whoa,
beating the fish fry.
Wow, I'm honored. I'm hard. I don't know if I would have said the same. If I knew to spit fry, I would not be here.
Don't get me in the way of
Well,
food.
hey,
I will
to
will
each his
put away
own, I
some
guess.
fish.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's another one
Happy
of
to
our
have
friends.
you here.
Yeah. But I think we can pretty much wrap a bow on the spring game. It was good to just see some guys out there hitting. And look, any fans that were there, my hats are off to you. You guys are some hardy
Real
fans
fans. Real fans.
that dealt with some nasty conditions. It was cold and rainy, so great job for the guys and girls out there that was supporting that team. So
and Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame was there. Yeah, thanks Endgame. Yeah,
got us
obviously
some
shout out to him.
videos.
Yeah, got us some photos and videos. We appreciate you as always. But we're gonna go ahead and shift our gears to baseball. Kind of a tough week for baseball. Had a chance to really make some noise playing number 12 ECU and number 2 Wake Forest. In an unfortunate situation, we came up 0-3. And look, those are quality teams where it's not horrible to lose to them, but those are also a chance to get some real resume builders, and you kind of went out and laid an egg. And in all 3 games, you had the lead multiple times in the games. So,
what is that attributed to, in your opinion, guys? Different reasons.
Bullpen. A lot of it's bullpen and defense, and then just getting timely hits. We just made some errors, costly errors that like led to runs in all of the games. And those are errors. And we kind of talked about it when we did our baseball preview. Those are just giving you can't give good teams more outs. They're going to take advantage of it. And they, on Sunday, we catch a baseball, we don't give up 3 or 4 runs. If Sam gets a strike where he got that call like a batter or 2 before that, you're out of the inning with no runs.
Too.
Yeah, and then and conversely, when I think it was game 1, I think 3 innings, maybe 4 innings, we had multiple guys on and we don't push any runs through. So it's just
specifically 1 inning you had a guy on third with no outs.
Yeah, and then in game 2, you claw back, you score 3 runs to get right back in there, and then you leave the bases loaded and you get no more. So again, and I'll let, if someone else has something, feel free to jump in here, but we are definitely through the hardest part of our schedule.
Yeah.
All 4 of our, or 5, I guess now, of our ACC series, all the teams are like top 15 at this point in the country. It opens wide up. But with that being said, you got to go out and win ball games now. I mean, you're at the point in the season, it's getting to be crunch time, and if you don't figure it out soon, you're gonna be sitting at home for a second year consecutive. But Macon or Michael, you got any thoughts?
Just kind of echoing what you said. I mean, I think it was the defense this week more than the pitching.
Yeah, you scored enough runs.
I don't like calling them out, but Peyton Green had some tough, like against ECU.
Yeah.
That one was that miscommunication between him and Trice. He drops the pop up. That literally led to 5 runs that inning for ECU when he makes the catch and that inning's over.
Yep.
And I don't know. And it's tough because he's like one of your best hitters right now.
Yeah.
And you just gotta, I don't know. I don't know if it's moving him a different position, or just mentally getting the yips out or whatever it is. But
Cozart with a couple of pass balls yesterday. That was a little tough. He has that one pass ball the guy's able to score. But no, I agree with you. Was it Wednesday we played ECU, or was it Tuesday? I can't remember. It was Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, we lose that ball game, 13-9? Just trying to go off my memory. You gave them 7 or 8 runs easily. And when you score 9 runs, you should win a ball game. I'm sorry. Like that boils down to pitching and defense at that point. Your offense has done enough to get you a victory. The one person I want to kind of give a shout out to is Chase Nixon. He is just he's been given an opportunity and he's taken it and literally ran with it. So you can't get that bad out of the lineup. I don't know what you do. I will say in past years, Elliott Avent has kind of gone with the lineup and just rolled with it. You're seeing guys move up and down. He's really just trying to find something. Like he's really just trying to get that combination to where, guys are picking each other up and, you're getting the right combos of people on. I thought Gino had a great day yesterday. He raised his batting average like 20, 25 points. So he's hitting the ball really well. This is a team that can hit. I mean, that's not the problem. It's the pitching and the bullpen. Not the pitching. Starting pitching's been really good. The bullpen's been kind of shaky though. Sam, I thought did a good job. And then I don't understand yesterday where you take Sam out with a 2-0 count. Either you let him finish the batter or you don't let him pitch to that batter, and then you put Lawson in a really bad position.
Just setting up the next guy for failure too.
Yeah. So it just seemed like a snowball.
And that was the inning where the ump he calls Hawk out. He punches him out on a pitch kind of down and inside, but it was probably right on the corner. And Hawk argues with him, and then the next batter, Sam literally throws the same pitch. It's a righty batter,
right-handed batter. Yep.
So it's kind of down and away, but it's the same location. And twice he calls it a ball, when twice that would have struck him out. And then you get 2 more runs, he gets the bases loaded, and then that's when they take him out. And it's like that was tough because that really, I mean, that was not on Sam. He was pitching well.
No, he was dealing, and their pitcher Sullivan, he was just killing us, man. I think at one point he struck out like 6 of 8 batters in a row. Like it was just, we just didn't have an answer for him. So, but like I said, we got UNC Wilmington tomorrow, which if you guys are interested, we're going to have a pair of tickets. I just realized that I have tickets tomorrow that I won't be able to use. So we'll throw those out there and we'll give them away to somebody. So just, give us a follow, or if anyone in the chat reaches out to us privately, we'll get you those tickets since you guys were listening to us tonight. But yeah, any other thoughts? I mean, we got a series again with FSU this weekend, a bad FSU team. Now, though, they did just beat Clemson, which is just as bad as well. But those are our next 2 ACC series, and then we have then I think it's Carolina, Notre Dame, then Pitt. I think is the order. I might have Carolina, Clemson. Notre Dame. It's FSU, Clemson. Yeah, it's FSU, Clemson, and then it's either Carolina or Notre Dame. I might have those flipped, and then it's the other one, and then Pitt to end the series or season. Excuse me. So we got to go win some series, and we're going to probably need a couple sweeps, to be honest with you.
You're still in position. Looking at RPI after yesterday, where you lost 2 games to Wake Forest, you moved up 1 spot in the RPI from 10 to 9.
Oh, so you're saying that's just like basketball then?
Yeah. That sounds like it's a weird setup.
But I mean State's got that going for them. They don't have any losses to a team. Let's see, where's Louisville? Louisville's back up in the top 25. They dropped out, but after I think they swept Boston College this weekend. So yeah, State doesn't have any losses to a team outside the top 23.
No bad losses
in RPI.
I mean, no bad losses. We talked about that last week. I think we were 7th or 8th last week, or 9th in RPI, somewhere around there last week.
So if you got 5 series left, man. If you can win 4 of them,
gotta win 4.
You could still be a host. I mean, UNC hosted last year with a 15-15 record in the ACC. So you win 4 series, 4 of the last 5 series, you're probably looking right around there, maybe a little bit above 500.
Yeah,
and with an RPI, top 10 RPI, that's absolutely State could still host, but it's not going to be easy. Yeah. It'll be easier than the last 5 series, but still.
Yeah. For sure. All right. I think we can kind of put a wrap on that again. It's got to go win ball games. It's that simple. So, with that being said, what do you think? Some tweets of the week?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're gonna talk some tweets of the week, and I want to start off with another national championship. How about that, guys? What are you guys thinking?
Sounds good to me.
We'll take it.
Anything is good.
It's true. So NC State cheerleading took the small co-ed championship there. So that was, I think the last time we won that was in 2018, if memory serves me correctly.
I believe so.
So yeah, so that was a great thing. I know Leighton. I know Leighton and his wife were there last week at the send off, and really, were impressed by what they saw. And Leighton even put it on the in one of the tweets last weekend that he said, watching that routine, if they had performed it flawlessly, like Michelle's saying here, that they were going to win a national championship, and they did just that. So, congrats to them. And I believe the large co-ed, I think they finished 7th. So I think they were like one of the few teams that had both teams in the top 10. So again, NC State cheerleading kind of just leading from the front. You don't always get to see the awesomeness that they do, at the basketball or football games. They're kind of in the moment. But if you're anyone that says that a cheerleader is not an athlete, they're full of themselves. But guys, what do you just think about this? And just another piece of hardware on the mantle.
Oh yeah, that always works out for me. I'm just good with that.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, there's been a history of success there. So yeah, it's awesome to see.
Yeah. Obviously, I shared this story a couple weeks ago. I had a friend, she was Miss Wolf back in 2016 when they won a national championship, and I shared the picture of her ring, and I definitely got a little jealous and envy. That's pretty cool to have that all these guys and girls can say that they're national champions. So congrats again to them, and we couldn't be more proud to they're the ones that get us hyped up in these games, and
Right.
They're the ones that just get it going. And I think they were rewarded by getting to perform at the hockey game a few weeks ago. It's really cool to see these young students succeed on their platform. So congrats to them again. So let's go ahead and check the next tweet out here. Along the same lines, a best for the winner. We're sitting now. This is what kind of question I have for you guys. We're number 9. Is that the rankings after the winner, or that's where we ranked for the winter sports? Do either one of you know?
After the winner, so that includes fall sport.
Okay,
yeah,
sport.
it's cumulative, I think. Cumulative.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure about. So this tweet, hold on, I gotta kind of blow these up because I can't really read them, and I want to give everybody credit. So if anyone's in the chat, if you want to just share, Macon, this is from NC State Athletics, and it's for the first time ever, the Pack finishes the winner in the Directors Cup standings in the top 10 in back-to-back years. So obviously strong showings by the wrestling team, finishing in the what do we finish at the, I think it was top 10, wasn't it, in the nationals?
In wrestling?
Maybe 12. Was it 12? I don't know where it was.
In wrestling?
Yeah.
I think they were 10. I think they
finished 10th.
Right
yeah. And then Caitlin Toohey just crushing it, getting multiple national champions. And then at the swimming and diving, you had the men's team finish 5th?
Yeah.
3rd? Something like that.
I do not recall the answer to that question.
Yeah. So anyway, bottom line is they're just out there crushing it and making us all proud. And hopefully our spring sports can maybe get us in the top 10 for the whole year. I don't think it's been a while, because I think we ended up finishing like 18th, 19th, something like that last year overall. I think is where we were at. So
top 20.
Yeah, it was definitely top 20, and that's been a staple since Debbie Yao took over the program, and she got us there, and obviously Boo Corrigan continues that tradition for us. So let's go ahead and go to the next one here. This is a good one. I really like this one, and I'm so glad. Oh yeah, and Michelle mentions gymnastics. They did a great job advancing in, I think, like the second or third round of the NCAA tournament. But this tweet is about Trey Turner and his wife, Kristen Turner. donating $1 million to Path Athletics, and I know that money was to be divided between the gymnastics team and the baseball team. Obviously, Kristen Turner was a gymnast first state, and we all know about Trey Turner, pretty good baseball player. So,
yeah,
taking that money, that hard-earned money from his like $350 million contract, and throwing a few ducats to NC State, and obviously we're proud of that. But guys, what are your thoughts on former athletes? By the way, I think this was the largest donation ever by
an athlete, an active athlete. I think it's an active.
I think it's active
athletic alum kind of thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So just what are your thoughts about this? I mean, this is big stuff.
No, that's great. That's what we need. I mean, that's another advantage of developing guys, putting them in the pros. When they sign those $100 million contracts, they give some of it back. And
that's crazy. That's crazy, right? Yeah. I mean, that's like pocket change in some ways. That's crazy.
I know. Yeah. And there's lots of athletes that do it. That don't.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Don't want to be public.
You just said doo-doo. I'm just gonna point that out and keep continue on.
All right, we digress.
Sorry,
we digress. But no, I think it's great when these athletes and people don't forget where they came from, right? It's kind of we gave, well, not we at Tuffy Talk, which but NC State Athletics gave both Kristen and Trey an opportunity, and guess what? They met, right? So like, you think about that. If either one of them doesn't get a scholarship to play at NC State, they may never meet. So I think that's just a really cool, just a great way to give back to your college. So
and there's plenty of athletes other athletes that donate that just may not be public for whatever reason.
Some people want to stay behind the limelight, and there's nothing wrong with that. And look, anything that you give back to the university is always appreciated. Like when we had Ben Broussard, he's like, I'll take $5. I mean, every dollar does really count when you're trying to put student athletes through school or build facilities. And so this is great money to help improve NC State's athletics stature in the public eye. So good stuff there. Go ahead. We're going to jump to some basketball tweets here, and this is Macon's kind of his thing, and this is some interesting stuff that I saw, and just talking from On3. Over 20% of Division I college basketball scholarship players have entered the transfer portal per Mitzi, I guess. I can't really read it. Sorry.
Zenitz, Matt Zenitz.
Yeah, I see the official one here. Matt Zenitz.
I mean, it's just showing to me like when everybody's seeing. So State has had a few guys they've been focusing on in the transfer portal early on in the process, and to be honest, they haven't landed any of them, right? So they were interested in Damian Dunn.
Hold that thought. Keep going, but keep going. Hold names, because we have a couple of tweets that are talking about this.
A few guys that they missed on, and but I mean, when you're talking about like that number there is 20%. So we did. I think someone said it was like in our private chat we have, it's like 5,300 student athletes in the D1 basketball. So you're talking guys like over 1,000 players already in the portal, and State's only looked at like had 4, right? I mean, those are 4 guys they wanted, and that is something. But there's so many opportunities out there still to get really good, talented players that come play in the ACC at NC State. So while it is like a bummer and it's just like it stinks, it's not like State's not going to get other. That's a hilarious tweet.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, as you're, because I can hear it in your voice, and so. Where I wanted to take this next tweet is it's a little brevity to the situation, but it's Raleigh Wood Scott, one of everyone's favorite follows on Twitter. Is the picture of Andre the Giant, and if Chuck Coates was here, he actually wrestled Andre the Giant. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, but this is me trying to stop myself from saying that Kevin Keats has more swing and misses than our baseball team tweet. Now,
and it's like a tweet of Andre Giant, like, no, don't do it. No. It's kind of like that.
Yep. Back off. But again, and and I'm gonna lead this right into our next tweet. So I'll just do a little rapid fire here. This is a one that I saw. Now their display name is NC State Athletics, but it's obviously not the real one. It's truncated, so I can't give proper credit. But this goes to say Jarkel Joyner didn't enter the portal until April 12th and didn't commit until April 20th. Dusan Mahorchik didn't commit until May 3rd. DJ Burns didn't enter the portal until the April 27th and didn't commit until May 11th. NC State is going to be fine even after missing on 3 guys. Now we know that I think that's 4 now, but the point of the tweet is the sky is not falling, right? So look,
yeah,
there's still, like, to your point, Megan, there's still plenty of guys out there, but just share your thoughts on what you think about this tweet, because everyone's like, you know, you see, Dunn committing, like you were. Go ahead and name the names that you were saying, and then
so
we'll
Damian Dunn
back.
was like a big off-ball guard. It was basically down to NC State and Houston. He committed to Houston. You have the one. I'm just going to go off in no particular order. State just found out, I think it was today, they found out they had a guard from Western Kentucky, Davian McKnight, and it was down to like NC State and Xavier. Davian McKnight picked Xavier. And then you had 2 players, I think they were really interested in. Point guard from Illinois, Jaden Epps, and the small ball 4, I would say, big body 3 for actually out of UNC. It was Dontrez Styles.
Mm-hmm.
So he had NC State, ECU, and Georgetown's top 3. And he picked Georgetown. So these are guys that State really want to go for. And actually, I wasn't even counting David McKnight. Actually, now I can think of a 5th one. Micah Handglotten, right?
The big guy, right? The 7-footer.
7-footer from
Marshall,
right? Marshall this past season, was rookie of the year. He's from Charlotte. His sister goes to NC State, and he decided to go on a trip to Florida, and committed basically while he was there, and was going to take a visit to State afterwards and didn't. So, it stinks, right? That stinks. But we're talking 4 or 5 players
out of 20% of the
out of 1,000 plus players.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many other options that we can go and look for.
Yeah.
Some of these are the only players out there. We're talking 20 guys or 50 guys that the whole country's fighting over. It's not like that. So.
The one name, did you mention Epps too? I missed it.
Jaden Epps committed to Georgetown. Yeah.
So, look, again, the sky is not falling there, Chicken Little. We're gonna be okay.
And
go ahead.
And another thing is some of these guys that you're missing on, and it's like, well, you're missing on all your top targets. Well, it's also because they've entered the portal earliest. Like, you're gonna go after the guys that entered right after. I mean, they got like DJ Burns, like this tweet says, didn't enter the portal until April 27th. Like, he definitely would have been highly sought after if he was, entering the portal right after the season ended.
Sometimes there's nothing wrong with leftovers, right? I mean, it's
well, again, and there may be better players to come out.
Exactly right.
Yet to enter the portal. So,
this whole thing is timing, and look, these teams may fill up on these guys early, and to your point, there might be someone that drops, and guess what? They got no more scholarships, and guess who has scholarships? So it just, people need to pump the brakes, and we've talked about this before. In today's social media age, everybody wants instant gratification. You see a name, and it's like, we got to have this guy. We got to have this guy, and when you don't hit that person, they're like, well, we're doomed. We're gonna fail. We're gonna lose 20 games next year, and that's just not the case. And I get it. Being a State fan is not for the faint at heart, right? I think some guy said that, but just practice patience, and I think that's really the key message. Just like, have a little faith in this squad. This is a team that, like, we hit gold last year in the transfer portal, and I just don't think we don't need to hit the panic button, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But Macon, do you have any other thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, I will say, I think the guys State is still going after that were on the original list in the first place. Like, I know there's one guy that's a point guard and a Jack Clark kind of replacement player, both transferring out of Louisville that State really likes. L. Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis. Yes,
L. Ellis. L. Ellis from Durham. And Jalen Withers. Jalen Withers is the guy that State, and Ellis is the guy that State they recruited out of high school, being from North Carolina, and they just went to Louisville. And those are guys State would love to get, and they very well could. There's a guy. There's a
DJ
post
Horn.
player, DJ Horn. He's from Arizona State, the point guard
right.
from Raleigh.
Yep.
Right. There's a post player from Tennessee that State has mentioned. I think I just saw a tweet today that there's another center from South Florida.
Yep, I saw him.
Chicheway, something like that. That has NC State as like teams that have reached out to him. So it's like, I mean,
MJ
Rice. Yeah, it was a guy came down to NC State and Kansas, I think, were his final two. He's from Raleigh, Wake Forest area. He picked Kansas. Can't blame him there. But it was like, now he's leaving. So, I mean, this was that guy. I think MJ Rice was a McDonald's All-American too. So it's like, guys, like, I mean, like, we're going to find players. It's going to be okay. I mean, I think one thing State has shown with Keith is that they know when they see good talent. They know which guys to get. And to the point here, all of these guys on this list were later than right now we were a year ago, right? So just be patient, give it time, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not to the fact. I mean, look, other than like FSU, I think has signed like one or two guys. The ACC really hasn't made a lot of noise right now in signing. So I don't really think we're behind the power curve compared to a lot of other ACC schools, unless I've missed something, guys. What are you kind of tracking on that front?
Yeah, UNC's got one guy, but I don't think he'll start for them.
Yeah,
I even forget where he transferred from. There was a UNC transfer from UNC to Virginia Tech. I'm trying.
Wait, say that one more time.
I think the biggest one, Sky Clark transferred from Illinois to Louisville.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest one I can think of.
But really, so where I'm kind of was going with this, it's still very, very early in the process.
Yeah.
And so, look, you hear a couple of names going floating out there, and people just stop pushing the panic button. Like it's just not there right now. Now look, in a month or two, when this thing closes up and then we see what we got compared to other teams, okay, maybe we have that conversation. Yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, I think we've beaten this horse enough. So, I just, I guess the other thing, you see how all these fans, and look, we're just fans too, but you see everyone just. I mean, my timeline was full of it this past weekend when you started seeing these guys that we were really targeting, and it gets like I love Twitter and I hate it at the same time.
Yeah,
it gets very tiresome, and we always try to maintain positivity here, and I get it. Everybody wants to see a winner, and I don't know. I'm just ranting, guys, but we're here to say it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. We got plenty of other teams that are really doing well. So anyway, all right, moving on. What do you guys want to talk about next? I've been rambling. What are you guys feeling? Anything out there that we haven't talked about?
Did we talk about MJ Morris?
Oh, I don't know. Who is that?
Which quarterback do you guys like? No, I'm this is the kind of part of the season where I really turn my eyes towards baseball. And NC State, athletic season's kind of sooner rather than later coming to a close, guys. Right? So we're going to soon be able to look back on this. I'm really starting to get sad and depressed that we're not going to have any of these teams playing. But
we're almost to the summer months, the lull between the storms, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think I'm looking more forward to what these teams are going to look like heading into football and basketball seasons. I think maybe another thing that we didn't talk about much is women's basketball. You saw Jakia Brown-Turner transfer to Maryland.
Yeah, we've got to pull that one up. Yeah, good call.
Transfer to Maryland. And I don't know who State is going to be targeting in the transfer portal, but it applies to women too. They're transferring too.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see who State goes after there. I mean, you saw like Haley Van Lith transfer out of Louisville. And
yeah, that was a big one.
That was, I think it's Haley, right? Her name's
And
Haley.
that's kind of the point I was making earlier, right? Talking about MJ Morris, that it doesn't matter that you have a guy or girl on their
team. Final Elite Eight team. What were they?
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight, yeah.
They lost
Elite
to
Eight.
Iowa.
Right.
Yeah.
So Elite Eight team, the star on the team, and is like, I'm done.
That just goes to what we were trying to say about MJ Morris. Like these guys and girls are going to do what they want to do when they're ready to do it, whether it's playing time. Now she's a 4-year person, so and she's from, I think, Oregon or Washington, Colorado, somewhere out west, maybe Washington. But same with Jakia Brown Turner, Camille Hobby. These are ladies that played 4 years. Their 5th year, maybe they just want to go do something a little different. Obviously, Jakia went a little bit closer to home for her being from Prince George's County, Maryland, which is the same county that the University of Maryland is in. Camille, we don't know where she's landed. I don't think she's landed anywhere yet. But
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Look, after 4 years, just think about you as adults. Like when you've been at the same job for 4 years, sometimes you want to just go somewhere else, right? Make a name for yourself somewhere else. So that's what this portal has done for these student athletes, is just give them an opportunity where they're not just pigeonholed into one location. So yeah, I want to mention this, Michelle. Women's tennis got a nice win today. My computer is being flaky.
So
I was going to try to.
I think it was
Texas. Yeah, number 11 Texas, and I think they beat them 4-2, 5-0. I don't know. Like it was a dominant performance. So your Lady Wolfpack is number 7 in the country, and they beat number 11. The men had a nice win over the weekend in tennis. I can't remember who they beat. It was a ranked opponent. I don't have it in front of me. But something else I want to kind of mention, a program that we talk about a lot on Tuffy Talk is club sailing. Club sailing. I'm reading here the announcement.
Yeah,
NC State
I did see that.
Yeah, NC State Sailing wins the South Atlantic Intercollegiate Sailing Association Conference Championship. That is a mouthful. They earned the inaugural Richard L. Tillman Trophy and secured a return trip to the ICSA College Sailing Nationals this May in Kingsport, New York. This is the 2nd year in a row NC State Sailing has won the SAISA, again, another mouthful, conference championship, and the 3rd year in a row that we're going to nationals. I'm not going to repeat all those letters because that's a lot of abbreviations. But long story short, that's just a great program that is making the mark. And obviously it's not a Division I team, but still a program that's very proud and represents the university well. We'll probably have them on. We usually have them on yearly when they make their trip. They'll be doing some fundraising. So if you have the means to go out and support these young men and women who just do what they love, and they do it kind of, I would say it's more than a hobby, but it's just a passion program that they do. So good on them winning their division or their conference. Anything else, guys, that we're missing? We're getting ready to slowly wind this thing down, but any last thoughts before?
Just hope everybody had a good Easter and got to celebrate with all their families and all that. And about it, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm kind of stalling because now I cannot do anything on my computer. There we go. It went away. Oh, actually, hold on. Technical difficulties. It's definitely a Monday. But all right, guys. Well, I think we're going to pretty much wrap it. I think we hit everything we wanted to talk about this week, and we're excited to enter another week of sports again. Big weekend in baseball coming up. UNC Wilmington tomorrow and 3 against FSU. Most of those games, I think Friday, tomorrow, I think is I don't remember. Actually, I don't even know. I'm not even going to make up a time. But Friday is at 6, Saturday is at 6, and then Sunday is, I think, is a 2:00 game. So big series there. But we always appreciate you guys tuning in, and look, we're happy that we have a platform to be able to speak, and we appreciate the fans out there that joined us. And we love talking with you guys in the chat. and you make this show very interactive, and we appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. There's Brian. We were just talking tennis, Brian. So you just missed us. I don't know if you heard it, but we're giving the women and men some shout outs. Actually, Brian, can you throw in the chat real quick who the men beat yesterday? I believe it was while we're wrapping this up. But yeah, Macon, Michael, anything else before we say sayonara?
No, I'm just hanging on every word that is about to be texted here on who the win was.
Yeah, it was definitely a top 20 win. Hopefully,
Virginia
Brian.
Virginia Tech.
There it is, Virginia Tech. There it is. So, all right. But there Friday. There it goes, right there. There's also a midweek match. I think it's against Wake Forest, another top 25 team, I believe. And they got to have free pizza. So who doesn't like some free pizza and some tennis to go along? Oh, we lost to UVA Sunday. Okay. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. Just trying to give tennis some love too. But yeah, so if you got the ability, go out there and check them out. I think that match is on Wednesday. So, all right, guys, we've been rambling long enough, and it's time to close it up. But we appreciate everybody, and look, we'll have some episodes out this week. I think we're gonna have a recruit, video this week. I think that was what we were going for.
Yes.
Yeah, we have Cannon.
I say commit, I would say, not just recruit, a commit.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, that's a better way to say it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
If you want to just kind of give us a little sneak peek, Macon, about who we interviewed over the weekend.
Yeah, well, you kind of said it there a little bit, but we are interviewing one of our football commits for the class of 2024. And there's not many of them yet, but we got 4 commits.
We got the first one.
And we got the first one. So a little bit of a tidbit there.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. And as always, go Pack.